Hello, Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We begin with the Queen of Pentacles. I think you're somebody who has, you've achieved a lot in your life. You've been through a lot of things. You have a lot of accomplishments. Right now it feels like you're kind of being a little bit nostalgic for the past. You're spending some time looking back, right? Looking at the long and winding road that you've been on, that you've traversed in your life, right? Every twist and turn, every up and down that has brought you to where you are right now here today. This is kind of a card that says, how did I get here? Let me trace it back, right? I think that very often you're someone who lives in the moment. You don't tend to worry so much about the past or worry about the future. You're kind of like be here now kind of energy, right? But this is that card that is looking at the past and I think understanding why things happened the way they did. The queens are always kind of processing the ending of something, right? It could be that we've gotten to the end of a road and we're processing all of the events of that road, processing the entire experience, all the twists and turns and ups and downs, right? All the things that happened to us along the way, and of course the emotional roller coaster that we've been on. We're sort of recapitulating. We are processing and absorbing and coming to terms and sort of solidifying that, crystallizing all that experience into wisdom, into an awareness of who I am today as a result of everything that I've been through in my life. Okay, so I feel like that's what this card is for you right now. We need to put this into some context. It implies that there is a change coming. It implies that we are at the end of a road. And as we sort of process the ending, we're going to start looking toward the future. Okay, so let's see what else we've got for you. Right now, we've got the Art or Temperance card, the Pressure Cooker energy, the Blacksmith's Anvil. We have the Star. We have a Knight of Cups. We have a Prince of Cups. We have a Five of Wands in the future position. We have a Knight of Wands, a lot of Knight energy here. So this is what we began before. There's an ending. We're about to begin what's next. Okay. We have a Five of Cups, but a Two of Wands, and we have a Knight of Swords, which is your Libra power card. That is a cardinal air energy. This represents your Libra energy in action. Okay, so I feel like this is you making a very swift decision. I think this is something that's happening very fast. We're trying to understand the endings. We're trying to understand why something had to end so we can very quickly and eagerly begin again or begin the next thing, right? Especially with this Five of Cups in the environment. As part of this water energy, I think what happened really is that we got our hopes up for something here, that we thought this was going to end differently than it did, but we don't look at it as a waste of time. As we're processing this ending, we understand that this was something necessary for us to go through, even though it fell short of our expectations. That's okay. We're not getting bitter. We're not getting judgmental. We're saying, okay, well, you know what? This didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And I need to go forward and I need to start again. I need to find another opportunity to create this, whatever it is, okay? It could be a relationship, it could be a business thing, it could be an art project, a sport, some kind of a pastime, could be a hobby. It doesn't really matter, okay? What matters is why you're doing it, and how you're approaching it. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Jimbo, the Lizard King, aka Mr. Lizard, right there on top. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see two major arcana energies. We see your faith, hope, and trust in your soul, in the destiny, in the star, right? In spirit, yeah. And we see the pressure cooker. We see the understanding. It's kind of like the alchemical processing of this past experience. It may have fallen short of your expectations. It may have, emotionally been a little disappointing. Okay, maybe that's putting it mildly. But it's not a waste of time. It's something that you are processing and accepting and understanding how that has changed you. Okay, so that you can move forward with confidence, with energy, with ambition. Okay, so that we can make the decision to start again. Okay, we're not being necessarily discouraged by the ending, by something not working out according to our expectations. We're disappointed, yes, but we're not discouraged. We're saying, okay, that didn't work. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try again. I'm going to try harder. Okay. We're not, we're not sort of giving up on anything. Yeah. So anyway, we have our majors. We have fire, fire, fire. We've got water, water, water. A little bit of air at the end. Yeah, a little bit of air at the end. We got a little bit of earth. So really, it's all about this earth energy, this processing of the past, processing the ending of something, and the decision to start again, the decision to rebuild, or the decision to go after it again, to leap into action. It's a mental decision, coming at the end. It's something it's going to be a choice. Okay. We see the fire energy, which is, we have a lot of court cards too, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 court cards. So I do feel like it's kind of a group thing. I don't know if there are other people that are involved in this with you. It could be a family thing, could be a business, it could be a group effort of some kind. I feel like in your life you have a lot of people right now that you interact with, a lot of people that you see on kind of a regular basis. Yeah. The Temperance card is our position 2. This is our battlefield. This is the quest before you right now, and it represents a couple of things. First of all, you're being told to understand what this situation that you were in, what it meant to you, understand how it changed you, understand that it happened for a reason. Okay. And allow it to become part of who you are. Even if it was a 5 of Cups, even if it was disappointing, even if it kind of, it didn't fulfill us, it didn't meet our expectations. Okay? We're not trying to waste the experience. It's kind of with this, with the Temperance card, it's like everything goes into the pot of gumbo. Everything goes into the stew at the end of the week, And we're processing that ending because we're not trying to just rush past it. We're not trying to be like, okay, well, whatever, I don't even care, right? We're trying to understand what it taught us. It changed you in some way. All of the queens, right, are kind of considering how something ends. I look at all the queens of the tarot as a group of ladies that are leaving a movie theater. And they're all trying to process the experience that they just had. The Queen of Wands is quick. It's a clean break, movie's over, out of sight, out of mind, where are we going for lunch? The Queen of Cups is really the feelings. sitting, immersing ourselves in the feeling of the movie. How did it make me feel? How am I emotionally changed by seeing that movie? And how do I feel about the ending? And what does it mean to me in that sort of, emotional way? The Queen of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles seem a little bit more objective or a little bit more stoic about things, I guess. Trying to understand the practical aspect of it. Kind of saying like, okay, what did I really learn from this? And how can I use that wisdom to make my next attempt better? How I feel about it is whatever. And, the logic behind it, the reasoning, the why did it have to end, whatever. The fact is, it ended. How can I use this in a pragmatic way so that I can do better next time? So that as I move forward into my life, I can avoid the same mistakes, or I can, I kind of know the things I did right. I know the things that I did wrong. Okay, this is somebody that's not overly emotional, not really overly logical, but it's very practical. Saying, okay, things happen the way they happened. I'm not trying to pass any blame on anybody. I don't care why they ended. How I feel about it is not all that important. What I want to know is, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Not because it's going to hurt my feelings, but because I want to know for next time. It was very practical. Let's say it's a work thing, and a situation has ended and we did it. We had some kind of a task or a project. We didn't do so well on it. Okay, well, I'm not trying to blame anybody. I don't, how I feel about it is whatever. But we kind of go to our boss or whatever and we say, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? And not because I'm trying to hurt my own feelings or anything, but I really want to know. Can you tell me what mistakes I made so that I can do better the next time? Okay, so that's how the Queen of Pentacles is processing this, and I think that is the alchemy here. We're trying to understand how this situation can change us. How can I use this situation, right, to transform myself and to grow? How can I make myself better because of that situation? Maybe this was a bad relationship. Maybe this was a failed project at work. Maybe this was a friendship that just got weird or something at the end. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that we're understanding how we can use that energy to grow and transform ourselves into a little bit of a better version of myself. We're taking advantage of that. And I think that this card is also, the double duty of the Temperance card is also saying that your quest is to get back on the horse, get back in the fire, get back in the pressure cooker, do it again. You went through it once, didn't do so well. Tell me what I did right, tell me what I did wrong. Okay, let me have the tools. I'm going back in. Okay? We're not trying to linger and waste time. And I think that you're looking at it very practically. You're not trying to get emotional. You're not trying to get too like, why? And we're certainly not trying to just rush right back into it again. You're taking enough time to understand it practically. We're debriefing, right? And the debriefing is a little bit stoic. I don't need to, how I feel is how I feel. And that's going to be present. We have that here with the authentic Prince of Cups up above you. But as far as processing the ending goes, you want to understand the practical aspect as quickly as possible so we can get going again. We're not trying to rush past it. We're not trying to gloss over anything. We're being very pragmatic. Okay. And Spirit's saying something about you had some experience in a cave or in a dark enclosed place, like it was like literally like pitch black. And I don't know what that is. It feels like a cave, like you're in a cave or something, where there's like literally no light, like you couldn't even see your hand in front of your face. Oh, that's maybe you're a cave diver or something like that. Yeah. And your digestion, that's been a little bit funky lately, hasn't it? Yeah. Okay. Under the surface, in our third position, the position of your soul, you've got the star. Okay, and this is the perfect position for the star because it says that you feel that connection with the divine. You probably are a very psychic person. You probably do your own divinations. You probably have a direct phone line, a landline directly to Spirit. right? A hard line, you know? And I think that you believe and trust in your destiny. I think you have a strong sense of that destiny. You know that this is something you're meant to do. And so I'm not getting emotionally broken up over it. I'm not sitting there and saying, why, or why me, or why did this happen? And I'm not trying to just gloss over it and rush forward somewhere else. You know, we believe in this, and there's a peacefulness about you right now. Even in the face of this ending, this, I think, disappointing ending, you're very calm and practical. You're very energetic, but peaceful. Okay. Now, the star is this spiritual energy. It is the source. It is God, goddess, deity. It's our higher mind, higher wisdom, guardian angels, spirit guides, ancestors. It's our soul and spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's the universe itself, the universal mind, universal energy. It's sending starlight to you. It's communicating with you via starlight. And that starlight, if we allow it, it'll enter us. We'll let it into our aura. And it will show us where our knots of karma are, where our sore spots, our weak spots, our knots of karma, right? Our buttons, our triggers, all that stuff, our blockages. If we allow it in, it doesn't always show us what we like to see. This is insight. This is awareness. This is spirit kind of illuminating what's going on inside of me that I need to work on. And I think you're the kind of person that wants that. It's like you'll go to the boss and you'll say, tell me what I did wrong so I can improve. You know, don't just tell me what I want to hear. Don't tell me, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Yeah, you'll get them next time. No, tell me what I did wrong. I want to know. You have an ability right now to look at yourself and see those buttons and those triggers and those weak spots and sore spots. Because once you start to look at those, this divine light starts to be transmitted out from you, making you the messenger, making you the pure channel, the clear channel and conduit for the divine energy. Turns you into a magician, right? And the magician is the one that is the conductor of that spiritual electrical current of creation and is able to smooth out some of those blockages, untie some of those knots so that we can transmit that divine light. And we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. The magician is the one that can transform and adapt and grow in order to be a better magician, right? So there's some objective that you have here. There's some goal that you're trying to reach. And we tried once, it didn't work out so well. Disappointment. How do I need to learn and grow and try again so I can be a better magician? Well, we have to let in this insight that tells us, well, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you did that wrong. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I need to know so I can improve. That's your energy right now. And this seems to be the circumstances, the energy around you. Okay, and I think it's because you believe very adamantly that this is your destiny, that it doesn't bother you at all that, okay, something fell short, something didn't meet my expectations. Maybe I didn't meet my own expectations, and so that's part of the process. I need to learn from this and keep going because it's not going to deter me. I'm not getting discouraged. This is this is my destiny. This is what I am supposed to do, right? And so that allows us then to look at those difficult things that we don't want to look at. Sometimes we don't want to look at those things because we might feel that like it's going to confirm what I always suspected, that I'm not meant to do this. You don't have that. No, you say, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm doing the work of this star energy by clearing out the blockages. So the more I'm able to see them, the more I'm able to clear them away, and I'll be better and better and better at doing my magic, you know. Yeah. Spirit's saying something about dreams as gateways for you. I don't know if maybe that's one way that you feel a strong connection with Spirit is through dreams, right? Or active imagination or astral traveling or something like that. Okay, I feel like those are kind of your practices. Okay. In the background position, we have the beginning of this thing. Something began back here. It's a knight. It's always thinking of beginnings. It's always looking at the future. And what we were hoping to see is a 10 of cups. Well, I think you're getting the 5 of cups. So it seems like something did not pan out the way we were hoping that it would. But this is something that you put your heart and soul into. Okay, this is something that you attempted. You started something which was kind of an offering to the universe. You put yourself out there. It was a passion of yours, okay? It's something that you did with all your heart. It was a path with heart. The Knight of Cups, right? It's kind of following that path with heart. This is the quest for the Holy Grail. This is a Grail Knight, right? The Knight of Cups. We're searching for that Holy Grail. We're out there living our destiny, trying to do our very best to fulfill that. We're doing it with such love and commitment and devotion and passion. And you got a Five of Cups. Okay. Okay. None of the Grail Knights ever succeeded on their first quest. You know, nobody in life has ever, I mean, sometimes you'll get a hole-in-one, right? But that's either a fluke or it's the result of years, decades of practice and training. Show me anybody that is successful, that has found their Holy Grail, right? And that's somebody that's been on a lot of quests. Somebody that's failed a lot, stumbled, fallen down a lot. Okay? I think really what this is you're feeling that sort of that inspiration, that divine inspiration, and you are following that. Okay? And so you did something with passion and with heart. And it could be like maybe this was a relationship, maybe this was some kind of a task or a performance or an event, some kind of a work thing, maybe, whatever it was. You did it because what else would you do? You're the painter, you're going to paint. You're the writer, you're going to write. You know, you believe that that's who you are. You believe that it's your destiny and this is you pursuing that path. It's the path with heart. Okay. And with your Prince of Cups there at the top, that seems to be an indication that you are very much in touch with your emotions. We're not trying to gloss over those things. Again, right here with our Queen of Pentacles, we're trying to understand, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? Okay, very practical. It doesn't mean that we're not feeling. It doesn't mean that you're cold and disconnected from your emotions. No, I think that you are very authentically in your emotions. You feel those emotions. Okay. And but I think you don't let them control you. Yeah. You have an awareness, a proximity to your feelings, and you feel them, but you don't let them consume you. See, the eagle here is skimming the surface of the water. It is not diving down into the waters and sort of getting and dissolving ourselves into that emotional water where we just sort of we're entering that primeval chaos, and we just kind of dissolve with that feeling. But you're very in touch with those feelings. This is somebody, to me, feels like somebody who's in command of those emotions. I feel like you're a very sensitive person. You're a very emotional person. And that's good. You don't want to lose that. That's a sensitivity. That's like a psychic sensitivity, or that's an artistic sensibility. An artist, right? Sensitive to the world. The world makes me feel something. I feel it, and then that gives me that's the fuel for the art, you know. And so you like that. You want that. You want an emotional experience of life. But you're not going to succumb to the negative emotions. You're going to be very aware of them, but in a way, we're even sort of externalizing the negative emotions. We're kind of looking at them from a third-party perspective, and we're saying, okay, there is this sadness or disappointment that is approaching me. I know that I am not sadness. I am not disappointment. But I can feel this, and I can see this, and I'm aware of this, but I don't have to identify with this. So I think you're somebody who is very sensitive, very emotional, a very deep person, probably an empath, very compassionate, but you are not getting overtaken and overwhelmed by your emotions. You have that ability to kind of stay centered, Libra, okay? And I like that. And I think the Prince of Cups is a very artistic energy. Somebody that is sort of in command of their lives and is using their sensitivity and their emotional nature as part of their power. Okay? This is authenticity. And in the future position, well, you've got your Five of Wands. There's a need for you to move forward. This is the way forward. This is what you have to do right now. Push on. Keep going. Don't let this situation stop you. And you're not letting this ending be the end. It is an ending. It is I did one round of it, didn't do so well. It's like we're playing mini golf. I don't know why I'm getting an image of you playing mini golf. Yeah, a little putt-putt. First hole, didn't do so well. I got 10 over par. I just wrote a bad news. But we don't need to just get upset about that. I think you feel a certain way. You feel disappointed, and you can acknowledge that. I'm not shying away from negative emotions, but I feel bad about that. And instead of saying, oh, I feel bad, boo-hoo, I did bad on the putt-putt golf, I'm saying, okay, I feel bad and disappointed that I didn't do very well. I need to use that as fuel. I need to use that to get myself fired up. I'm going to do better on the next hole. Okay? So then we're sort of like, we're thinking about it, or we're looking at it, we're asking, what did I do wrong? What did I do right? How can I be better next time around? And this five now is this active energy. To me, the Five of Wands is the five-fingered hand, reaching out into life and doing it again. Give me that golf club. I'm going to do even better this time. Okay? I think you like a good fight. Yeah. I think you like a good match. You like to be fired up. You like to push yourself. You like to try. I think you like the friendly competition of life. Maybe that's why we have a lot of court cards, because there are other people around, and maybe this is a sporting event. Maybe you went bowling, and you didn't do so well. Okay? Came in last place. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to get better at bowling. If I did bad at something, that doesn't mean I need to give it up. I believe that I'm supposed to. I believe that this is part of me. Spirit wants me to do this. If anything, it doesn't matter what you're doing. What matters is that you're using it as a mirror to see what your blockages are. So in a sense, it doesn't really matter at all. If this is bowling, putt-putt golf, if it's a relationship, if it's a project at work, you're able to use every experience of your life to grow and get better and to clear away those blockages. Having a purpose or having a sense of destiny in life doesn't mean that I know I'm supposed to be a bowler. Why am I so bad at bowling? I guess I just have to get better at bowling, right? Yes, and also no. I feel like it may be your destiny to do particular things in life. But this sense of destiny, this feeling of purpose and destiny is just life in general. I'm doing everything I do with a sense of purpose and destiny. Okay? And when I find a challenge for myself, I recognize that as part of my destiny, because it's an opportunity for me to do the work of the star card and let the light enter me and show me what I've been doing wrong, where my blockages are, where my buttons and triggers and sore spots and weak spots are, so that I can develop those. I can untie those knots of karma and I can get better at it. Okay? Because I'm a magician. I'm becoming a better and better magician, and it doesn't matter whether I'm doing that through bowling or putt-putt golf or skydiving or relationships or modeling out of clay stuff. I don't know, whatever, like painting, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do. What matters is that everything you do is helping you become a better magician. Because becoming a good magician, right? I really hope that that's the mystery card, and we've been talking about it so much. Because the magician is the one that can do anything. I can create anything I want. If it's my will, I can do it. I can pull the rabbit out of the hat, whatever it is. Okay, so practice and repetition and this awareness of our blockages, right, on any plane, in any dimension of being, is going to help us generally in life to be better at everything in life. So anywhere we find a challenge, it's someplace to push. I better push. Yeah, this is a good chance for me to develop that part of myself. Okay. And you might find that some of the things that you have difficulty with in putt-putt golf and in bowling, you might find that there's some overlap, right? The same blockage, Seems to be there when I'm bowling or playing putt-putt or in my relationship or in my friendship, my family thing, or in this work project. Seems like it's the same thing. The same knot of karma, the same blockage. And so that leads to even deeper insight. Then we clear away that blockage, and then suddenly we're better at golf, we're better at relationships, we're better at making money, all these things. Okay? So it really is kind of a universal sense of destiny. And we have these opportunities. You're being told to find what is blocking you and face it. Okay? Now you got a haircut recently, or there's something Spirit's telling me to ask about the haircut. I don't know if you're somebody that kind of like will always notice, somebody says, hey, what's different about me? And you'll be like, you got a haircut, right? There's something about a haircut anyway. This is us not really going out into life and looking for fights, looking for challenges, but to understand on those things that we're trying to do, those paths with heart, those things that we really feel like we want to do, and we meet with some sort of obstacle, for us to allow that insight to happen. The insight, right? The sight within, looking inside, the insight, to see where that blockage is. We're looking into ourselves here because we want to know, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What's getting in the way? Let's not get in our own way. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. This is where we start taking action. We start gearing up to move ahead. Okay. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are free, and it really does support the channel. I really do appreciate that. Okay. So your general energy is a Knight of Wands. This is somebody who is beginning something now with no hindrances. We don't really want the Queen of Wands, right? Because that's saying that I'm not processing the ending, I'm just cutting it right off, and I'm rushing ahead. This is still rushing ahead. But after the debriefing, you see? So we want to be energetic. We want to be all gung-ho, pedal to the metal going forward. Only after we look at what happened and we try to see what we can gain. What kind of practical wisdom can I gain from that? And now I'm off to the races. You see? So the endings and the beginnings, this is another beginning. This is like I'm jumping right back on the horse, right back in the saddle, and I'm charging ahead again. Nothing is holding me back. We're eager, we're energetic, we are not divided, we are not distracted, we are going forward with fire. Okay? And this is your general energy. This is how we experience life, This is what we are sort of being called to do. But only after we sort of, effectively process the path that the cycle or the circuit that we just completed, the round of golf we just did. That game of bowling, right? It's not just we're jumping right into the next game of bowling. We're learning from the last game. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? Okay, now let's go. New game. I'm here. I'm focused. I'm not worried about the past anymore. Now I'm thinking about this game and only this game. Right? Kind of keeping our head in the game. Not worried about the last game. I'm focused on this one. Okay? And that's our Knight of Wands here. Now, in the environment, in your relationships, you have the Five of Cups. That was the disappointment, the sadness, the heartbreak, it's a card that's saying, well, something should be here, but it's not. Yeah, what should be here but the pleasure, the victory, the win? That something disappointed me, or I disappointed something, because something should have been here, but it wasn't. I went after this holy grail and I missed. I threw my darts at the target and I didn't hit the target. Or I didn't get close enough to the target, or I didn't get the bullseye. Okay, what do I need to do? I took a test. I didn't get a good grade. Okay, what do I need to study? So we're not getting angry. We're not getting so sad and heartbroken over the bad grade on the test. We're saying, okay, good. I got a bad score on the test. Now I can look at all those, whatever they put, like a red X or something. I can look at all those red marks, and those are the things I need to study. So this is good. That's gold. That failed test that you're taking home, that's gold for you. because that tells you exactly what you need to study to succeed in the way you want to succeed. So a 5 of Cups is not a bad thing. It's really Spirit saying, hey, look over here. This is where your information is. This is what you need to look at in order to develop yourself and to move forward. And this is the emotion of it, right? So we need to look in our life, where do we feel disappointed? Because what disappointment is, well, something should be there, but it's not. Okay, good. Look over there. Feel the absence. And let that motivate you to then develop yourself in that way, in that direction, to sort of patch up that whole little spackle over here, right? And so the emotions really are one of our first knowledge systems. Right? First is the body, right? We have just physical nerve endings and receptors that tell us, oh, something's hot, don't touch it. Very, very basic, right? Then we have the emotional knowledge body, what the emotions can teach us. How do I feel about things? I played this round of golf. I feel disappointed. Why? I didn't do very well at playing golf, and I guess that means I wanted to do well. Well, what does that say about me? Why do I want to do well at golf? Well, I feel like I should be good at it. I feel like I'm meant to do it in some way. Or I wanted to have a more pleasurable experience, and I didn't have fun doing it or something, right? Okay, why? What was blocking you from having fun? Well, maybe it was this idea of perfection. Maybe it was the idea, look at it this way, the idea that I have to be good at something in order to enjoy it. See, a lot of insight can be found in how we feel about things. I feel like I'm disappointed in myself because I didn't do so well at playing golf. Well, can we just have fun playing golf without having to be good at golf? I think so. I'm terrible at golf, but that's part of the fun of especially mini golf. You don't have to be good at it. It's just fun to do it. But there are some things in life that we want to be good at, obviously, right? We have a relationship, a romantic relationship with somebody. It doesn't work out. I am not happy. It was a disappointment, and we broke up, and I'm sad. And why? I wanted it to work, and it didn't work. So what does that tell us about what we want in life, what we don't want, and who we need to become in order to get what we want? Yeah. What emotions do you feel more often than other emotions? And what does that tell you about you, about your likes, your dislikes, about your motivations, about your perception of the world? Okay. Now, the next card is the 2 of Wands in the position of the fear, worry, and concern. And this is a Mars in Aries type of energy. And that really, to me, feels like a card of control. It feels like a card of domination, right? And it's in that fear position. And I think that, for one, we don't want to become a kind of dominating person. We don't want to be too assertive. Okay. I think that card is also like I said, a card of control. And it may be that that's a lesson for us to learn. This is an obstacle that we have to confront. And it is a card of, control and surrender. Because when we see a 2 of Wands, we think, I need to control everything. I should be good at everything. If I'm not good at it, there's something that I can do to get my way. I can always control the situation. If I fail at something or I'm disappointed at something, it means that I didn't do something right. And so in a way, we kind of have to let go of this idea of control and sometimes realize that some things I'm not going to be good at. Right? Sometimes our blockage is this idea that I should be able to control this. I should be able to make it work. If I feel disappointed about something, I should be able to apply my will and get the pleasure, get the satisfaction. If I didn't do so well playing darts, right, or whatever, I don't know. But I want to be good at darts. There has to be something that I can do to get good at darts, but sometimes it's just not going to work out that way. Some things are beyond our control. No matter how hard I try, I don't think I'll ever be good at football. I don't think I'm built for football. Yeah. I guess it's possible that I can still have fun doing it, right? But I can't control certain things. I can't control how good everybody else is at football, and then I go and play football, I'll probably get seriously hurt. I can be my own version of good, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to win any awards here. Doesn't mean they're going to pay me millions of dollars to do it professionally, I don't think. I don't know that I'd want to anyway. But yeah, I don't know, maybe. We can still have fun doing something, but we don't need to hold on to the belief that, we have to be better than everybody else, or because I'm not the best at something. It's kind of this idea of perfection. Because I'm not the best at it, I shouldn't do it anyway. Okay. So the control here of this card is we can only do our best. I can only control my efforts, my attention, and how I apply myself, and how I know what my blockages are, and I remove those blockages the best I can. I can't control what blockages the universe puts on my path. No matter how hard I try, they're not going to let me into that club, right? They're not going to let me into the professional football team, no matter how hard I try. It's something I can't control. I'm just not allowed in there. And some things in life, yeah, we're sort of not going to be, we're not going to be let in to that certain club. Okay, but that's okay. We have to be able to accept and surrender to those inevitable things. Some things in life we just cannot change. Okay. But I think human ingenuity is a marvel, right? Because even though we can't feel like maybe we can't do something, very often our spirit will find a way. We'll find a way to do it. It may not look the way we thought it was going to look. It may not have been up to our original standards, but we figured out a way to do it anyway, in our own unique way, see? So it's not really like, if spirit puts a roadblock in front of you, say, oh, well, I guess I'm not meant to play putt-putt golf, No, maybe it's just a little test that says, I got to find another way in. I got to find another way to do it, So I like that. I think that this is a very ambitious kind of energy that you have now. And we're not limiting ourselves. We're learning what limits might be there, but also what blockages are there, what is preventing us from having the experience that we want. I like your superpower card here at the end, because this really is the wisdom to know the difference, right? It's a Libra power card. It's a Knight of Swords. We are using our higher wisdom and discernment to choose what we find valuable in life, to know what I want to fight for, and what I want to find a way to make it happen, and what things I just need to say, it is what it is. I don't need to be the best putt-putt golf player in the world. I just want to have fun playing golf. I just want to have fun doing it, right? And then identifying those things that we give way more weight to and says, I want to be the best that I can be at, let's say, reading tarot cards. Yeah, I want to be the very best that I can be at reading tarot cards. But maybe, astrology and all the aspects and stuff like that doesn't need to be my major focus. I don't need to be the best in the world at that. So it really is about how we are making decisions in our life and how we are deciding what to apply our energy to and what to go after and what to pursue with all of our energy. And I think that this is now, in this context, this is you making the decision to leap back into something. We've identified, we feel this eagerness. We identify what it is we truly desire. We understand where our limits are, blockages are, and how we can apply our energy to this. And if it's possible for us, if it's within the realm of possibility for us in our lives to do this, and we're sort of making that energetic decision to focus on something, and then now we're executing the plan. Right? All of the knights are looking at the future. Future, future, future. Looking ahead, looking ahead, looking ahead. Beginning, beginning, beginning something. Okay? Processing the ending. Understanding how and why we need to begin again. Or maybe it's beginning something different. But we're certainly not giving up on our happiness, on our fulfillment, on our joy and pleasure. We're using our disappointment as fuel for the fire. And this is you determining your trajectory. Okay? Which direction you're taking your life. Let's look at our mystery card over here. Position 11 is the guide, represents the voice of the silence within you. Sometimes shows a character quality that we need to develop in order to move forward. Spirit's saying something about an eye problem. I feel like you have an eyelid that's been twitching or something, right? It might be related to caffeine, I'm hearing. Yes, it's an eye muscle kind of that twitches, yeah. I feel like this might be, it might be the Libra power card. It might be the adjustment card. Kind of the wisdom to know the difference of what to pursue and what we hold, what we really value, what's worth the efforts here, right? It might be the magician. It might be the high priestess. It might be the star. It might be the ace of wands. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, it's the Page of Cups. Yeah, the Page of Cups. Following the path with heart, realizing we're going to make mistakes. You know, the pages are always they're about beginnings as well, kind of like a knight. Okay, the knights are all about beginnings. The pages are all about like having this. In this case, with the Page of Cups, I have a feeling and I'm acting on it. Something is attracting me to it, and I'm going in that direction. It's like we feel magnetized, right? If it's something shining in the corner of our eye, and I'm going in that direction, I'm looking for it. There's a fish in a percolator. See the fish in the percolator, it sort of catches your eye, right? Sparks your interest. You're saying, I want to go see what that fish is doing in that percolator. I want to follow that. I want to follow those breadcrumbs. I want to go down that rabbit hole. Yeah. And so I think that this is us pursuing the fulfillment of a desire. Again, there's something that should be there that's not. This is us going after it. And I feel it and I want it and I'm going to go pursue it because right now I don't have it. I want to have it. I'm going to go do it. With the pages, we also remember that this is a knight. A page is a knight in training. It's a squire, right? So we're allowed to make mistakes. We know, like the page knows that, okay, if I'm training to be a knight, I know that I'm going to F up a lot. Pardon my language, it is a family show. I'm going to mess up a lot in my training to be a knight, which means I'm going to get a lot, in the case with the cups, I'm going to get a lot of 5 of Cups in my life. I'm going to meet with a lot of disappointments in my life. You want to know why? Because I'm doing big things. If you're never disappointed in your life, it means you're not aiming high enough. It means you don't have enough expectations of yourself. It means you're not really trying to do anything. I'm never disappointed. Why? Because you're not doing anything that's worth the risk. You're not doing anything that challenges you. You know? Then of course, on the other hand, if you're always disappointed, maybe we need a little bit of that introspection or that insight to find out, why do I have such crazy high standards for everything that I'm always disappointed, right? Or I'm always disappointed in myself. Am I a perfectionist? Like that sort of thing. But I think the squire knows that I'm going to make mistakes. I'm trying to do something really major in my life. I'm trying to become a magician here. And I know that I got to fail sometimes. I know that I'm going to go through some disappointments on my path to my ultimate fulfillment. Okay. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.